Hello again and welcome to another video from the Marketing Study Guide. In this video I'm going to explain question marks in the BCG matrix and what we do with them. It's probably the most challenging part of the BCG matrix, the quadrant that causes the most confusion. My name is Jeff and I'm a long-term marketing lecturer and practitioner. Okay, let's start with a quick summary of the quadrants of the BCG matrix. Obviously we're going to look at question marks in this video. I have other videos that cover other aspects of the BCG matrix. The question mark has a high market growth rate, so the market is growing strongly. It's very positive, and that's a sign of an attractive market. But we have a relatively low market share. So we've got other players who are dominating the market, and we are lagging behind. Our competitors would be in this quadrant, a star. They've got high growth rate, so we're in the same market, so the growth rate's the same, but they have high relative market share. So we're going to have one at the front, and then the second one, and the third one, and then we're down near the end, 4, 5, 6 in the marketplace. Not good. So when we map a BCG matrix, it looks something like this. We've got the growth rate up and down here, relative market share across. Higher the market share on this side, so it looks like we're going up here. So cash cows, dogs, stars, and our question marks. So we're sitting right in there. What do we do? Okay, a little bit about question marks. Now, depending on what textbook you've come across, some textbooks may call them a problem child. Either way, they sit in the same quadrant, and we've got the same question or the same problem to address. We have the advantage that we're in an attractive market, because it's growing, but our big disadvantage is that we are well behind in the race. And the race is a good way to think about this. So, it's a half marathon or a marathon, and somebody's well out in front and they're doing well and they're feeling strong and they want to win the race, and we're well back. Okay, and we've got a lot of work to do, to catch up and then and take over. So as we try to catch up, that market leader will become aware that the gap is closing, and they may even get stronger as well and try to pull away. Their big advantage as a star is they've got bigger market share. They're bringing in more money currently, which they can reinvest into their business. We've got the question mark. We're bringing in less money, which means we have to dig into the money of the business or our capital or investments to support that question mark and hopefully do well into the future. So when you think about the question mark, think about the question. Do we continue with this part of the business portfolio? So this is a part of the business we own. We've got multiple different portfolios. This one here, is it worth it? Okay, so what things do we have to look at? Okay, now clearly the argument for continuing on is this is an attractive market. It's a big growth market. It's going to be a big market one day. We can't afford not to be in it. And they're the sort of arguments that we throw around a manager's table. Why would we answer no? Why would we walk away and go, it's really not for us? Well, as I said, we are well behind. So not only do we have to catch up, we want to really win this race if we can. And we have to spend a lot of money. Okay, so we have to pump in a lot of money in terms of promotion, brand awareness, new products, retailer relationships, geographic expansion, technology investment, etc. And as I said before, the market leader has the advantage of sales and revenue coming in. We don't have as much. So the investment for us is far more substantial. And down the bottom there is no guarantee of long-term success. So just because we throw money at a business doesn't mean that it's going to do any better, because the businesses that have the stars, they're also throwing money at it. And they're in a great position to go, oh, gee, we can't afford not to win this race. We're out in front. We're well placed. New customers are coming to us. So that success breeds success. So they pump more money into it, and we've got to do more. We've got to do better. So that's one of the big challenges. Ideally, what we're trying to do is take our question mark, catch up to become a star, and then hold that position to become an eventual cash cow. The stars, they've just got to hold and improve their position. So it's a really, really tough decision, because the cash cows that we have in our business, we've got to take money out of that and put it into a question mark. And will this work? We don't know. Okay, so we've got to grow to become a star. And then that says, and then defend to become a cash cow. So can we do this? Okay. To make this question up, answer this question, we need to have a serious think about our strengths and weaknesses. So here are the strengths and weaknesses we would think about. Now, obviously depending upon the industry and the company, etc. And I've just got a whole bunch of examples of things we need to think about. And this question is, can we do well in this race? Can we catch up? And we've got to be realistic about that. And we've got to forget about where we are. They've got a head start and they've got a better position now. So what? And we've got to forget about our corporate arrogance. Now, some firms feel they have a right to be market leaders or feel that they're magically successful in markets. We're not. Okay, so we've got to be realistic. We step back and go, okay, forget about market share, forget about our corporate heritage, etc. Let's have a independent, objective look at this market. What strengths do we have of this list, and more you can add to it, and what weaknesses do we have? And do we have enough strengths to catch up? Do we have enough advantage? So if you're coming last in that, or near the end in that running race, but you've been training and you've actually been coasting, or you've got a lot of fitness, or you've got a lot of strength, or you've got some advantage over your competitor, then you go, hey, I can win this. But if they're pulling away from you and they're getting stronger and you're struggling, you're probably not going to win. Okay, so we've got to have a serious think about this. So we need several reasons from this list, several strengths. It says data and analytics down the bottom there. That does allow us to catch up market share. Now keep in mind, we may not be the only company with a question mark doing that. There could be multiple other companies also trying to do well. Okay, so we're not the only one trying to run ahead. And of course, we've got our market leader here who can say, oh, gee, they're catching up on market share. We need to do more. So they're not going to be waiting for us and say, come join us as joint market leaders. That's not going to happen. They're going to defend their position. They're going to become quite aggressive. It could be price discounting. They could be rolling out more products. They could be leveraging retailer relationships. They could escalate their expansion plans, etc. So we need a pretty solid reason this is going to happen, and it has to be built in to advantages in the marketplace that we have over our competitors that add value to the customer. Okay, so it's a really tough thing. That's why option B for a question mark is sometimes go, we can't afford this. It is going to take a huge investment, and even with that, there's no guarantee of an outcome. So maybe the best thing is to divest it, sell it off, look for a different opportunity. So that's the question. They're both in green arrows. Which way do we go? The red is the unsupported path, and what that means, if we don't put enough money at a question mark, they don't gain market share, and as the market matures, we end up with a dog, which may be okay for some businesses, but most businesses probably are not overly excited about that. So that's it. Hopefully that was for value for you. Please check out my other videos on the BCG matrix, and please subscribe.